This is day 493 of the Arukh HaShulchan. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan, please contact me directly. It'd be greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Shin Yud Aleph, Sif Tes Vav, Til Chaf Pace. Tes Vav. Essentially, is by the Mason Mutab Abachama Asul of Kol Mita, that which he mentioned, that dead body which is in the sun, you can't do tiltum outside. Meaning to turn him over from bed to bed, because carrying indirectly is called carrying. But this is only where the carrying is specifically for the dead body. Our position in halacha is that for indirect carrying. For something which is forbidden, usher is forbidden. The place where the mace is located. Of course, someone who's alive. We need the thing on which the mace is lying. The low not said, but bussies, and it's a case would not become a bussie, such as where the mace is not there, as he now explains, Shabbos, or he died on Shabbos, since it wasn't a basis during Ben Hashmashas, you're allowed to, after the muktzah was removed, I'm sorry, I'm not sure, in other words, the thing on which the mace is lying is going to be permitted to use after the mace is removed from it. Right. So therefore, you're allowed to remove the mace from bed to bed, meaning indirectly. Since for the purpose of the mutter thing. Mutter is our halacha position, is that indirect carrying for the purpose of something which is mutter is permissible. So we already explained that that which we allow carrying through a loaf of bread or through a child is only given for the case of a mace. But and some say it also works for a klisha machtul iser. But for a complete muktzah, the mace, doing the mace, which is like sounding like a dead body, which would include, say, stones and wood, 18 ba'avanim. In that case, for 18 ba'avanim, kikar and tinak wouldn't work. Only for the mace it works, for that level of muktzah. It's very difficult to do something which is the chatchila, where the muktzah is going to render the muktzah secondary in order to carry it. How to become secondary? So even despite this difficulty in logic, nevertheless they allow this in a mace for the cover, a mace for the cover, a chai. Some can also hold as well, that way as well, for those klishim achtul iser. Mishum muktzah kala, because it's a lighter form of muktzah. In other words, mace is a severe form, but there they allowed it. And perhaps they allowed it also for the less severe form of muktzah. Of the klishim achtul iser, sharei mutas afil ba'atzut tzarech kufa mukamah, where you can move the thing itself for kufa mukamah. But now by complete muktzah, such as sticks and stones and the stuff which is actually on the roof drying. According to what you explain, we learned the mace b'Shabbos, person who died on Shabbos or come Shabbos, or for Shabbos before Shabbos, but there's not enough time to bury him. And they put him on the ground before Shabbos. You're not allowed to move him from his place. And he should lie in his bed Shabbos until Shabbos is over. I feel like they kikar also, and even by a loaf of bread or a child, it's forbidden. Unless they are concerned that the mace will be somewhat ruined. Sorry, there's another way of translating it. Shabbos. Such as where he's on pillows and blankets, which can get ruined, that he can get ruined till Motzei Shabbos. I'm not sure he's going on the Karmak Sosos, or going on the mace. I think it's going to mace because the next line. Oshia Adam Shamain, or if it was someone fat. Obviously, unfortunately, the rants in this can be much more quicker. Oshia Shchom Abayis was heat in house. Oshkosh Chaim Yosim Abacheder Echad. It's difficult for those who are alive to remain in the same room as the mace. Oshia Shtinokos Misiarim Bibnei Mace Kederach Tinokos. There are children in the house who are afraid of the dead body, as children are. Oshia Shchol Abayis, there's someone sick in the house. Koshlo B'Yos Shal Amaze. It's difficult for him to psychologically, obviously, to see the dead person. Everything like this. To us, Menichem Alav is a beget, that then they put upon him some sort of garment. And we're talking about take him to a cold room or to a cellar. If it's possible to move him by a non-Jew, that's better. And if it's possible to close the door and to open a window in the room, that the wind should come in, fresh air, that it should not, the body should not get ruined. That's the best thing to do. And that is what we paskin halacha l'maisa. Even though you're not allowed to carry a dead body, they allowed anointing the dead body with oil where that is the custom. Also to rinse him with water if he's dirty. So you're not carrying him this way. You're just touching him. His bar, that's what I explained. The muksa is only usher to touch. Not usher to touch, it's only usher to move. Even though it's not clear, it's not clearly, not clear cut to allow to touch a dead body for the purpose of the dead body. Well, to touch muktzah for the purpose of the muktzah. By a corpse, it's okay because of its honor. It's also permitted to remove the pillow underneath it. I guess I'm not sure what he's going on. Either if it's the pillow or the mace himself. And the pillow does not become a basis. Because the reasons we explained. They have to be careful with all this not to move a limb. Because it's easy to move a limb, how to tilt to muktzah carry muktzah. If his mouth was opening, continuing to open, you tie the cheeks with a handkerchief of chagor, a belt, that it should not open further. But not to close that which is opened up or even part of it. She can't amazing because that would be moving a limb. And muktzah you're not allowed to move even in part of the muktzah, which is an interesting idea which I don't know came up before. Even if the entire muktzah object does not move, you're not allowed to move part of it either. The ain't thing about the kli meichana, putting the belt or the handkerchief around the face of the mace is not considered to be negating it. You can move it anytime you want. You're not going to move the mace when you remove it. Even though normally the custom is to close the eyes of the mace, in this case not, because it is moving a limb. In brackets he brings down Ayim Agavram Sif Katan Chav Shekasav She'asa Ayidei Enu Yehudi. Not allowed to tell a non-Jew to close the eyes. And okay, Katan may have Shabbos, unless you stipulate from before Shabbos began. In other words, if somebody dies on Shabbos, you should come close the eyes. Arukh HaShulchan is astounded this. It's miyani atu malacha yeshbezeh. What malacha is there? They tell there should be a problem of amir l'akum. Gambeli Rabba usufkan chabes chalik alav ayin sham b'chenameg. And evidently the custom is to call in an Eino Yehudi to come close the eyes of the mace on Shabbos when necessary. Yurches kshenis akmoy v'alav. If his limbs have become distorted, we have to screen them. Yasu zoy Eino Yehudi. This is done by a non-Jew. But they still also, but by a Jew, it's forbidden. Yesh Kamash says that, and there are places where a Jew does do this. But Omrim Sheyesh Takona Bezeh. They say there's some sort of danger if you don't do this. Mikabel Nikabel. Arukh HaShulchan is skeptical, obviously. He says, okay, there's some Masorah to that effect, there's some Masorah. But in any event, At very least those who do so, they should put some object on the place where the bend is occurring. The chuchuba chayfetz, actually it's bashever, and not touch the limb itself, but push that object until the limb gets straightened out. Shmuel says the place where there's a custom is to close the eyes, even there. Wow. Shmuel says even place the custom is to close the eyes, we shouldn't protest against them, because there's a smach in the Zohar. Okay, that's pretty incredible. But in any way, he says to straighten the limbs, there is no smach. There's no basis. The rabbi wrote in a place where the customs like that because of the chashash should be saying hameis, then they should do like stated here in the Arukh HaShulchan to push the object. Back to Arukh HaShulchan himself. We only allow straightening the limbs by a non-Jew. These are Shabbos of being clean, make care. You can bring an object, which is called, such as I guess a piece of marble or something, which is of course not muktzah. The clean matchos or a metal object, and they put it on the mace's stomach, that it shouldn't become bloated. And you close the orifices to the body, they should come so the wind will not enter them. Say no, you'll do as a cloud by us. We don't know of such procedures. If it's the corpse is very dirty by mud or by excrement, you wash with cold water through a non-Jew. Mishbur writes that if the mace is so dirty that it's disgusting to the people who see it, you're allowed to move it through a loaf or a child and rinse it by hand, which is a very lenient thing. But without that, it's usher, and even through an Eino Yehudi, it's usher, which is a very interesting chumrah, which obviously goes against the Arukh HaShulchan. The Arukh HaShulchan seems to be more mekel. But see, when this is Rabbana, you could pass on the Arukh HaShulchan. You test came she's by the limit outside sort of mutter. Mutter, since we've clarified, carrying something indirectly for the purpose of something which is permitted is permissible. The times they show most car, and that's why if you forgot money, coins on a pillow, menar es a car, you can shake the pillow, and they fall off. Because you shouldn't test. I feel therefore tamans known ba'aretz. If you buried radishes in the earth, no, you can take them. I feel obviously when there's so many z's of one kamo, you take them, you move dirt. It's indirect. It's for a purpose of something which was permitted. There are three conditions in this. The dafkin shloish baretz, obviously it's not taking root in the ground. The when it take root, it's like it was planted, and move it into your chai because of plucking, of harvesting, actually, so to speak. Well, plucking is a talon of kaitzer. They haven't taken root. They become somewhat more grown a bit, and I guess even there's like fibers coming out of them because of the moisture of the ground. It's not a problem. And it says that's not considered planting. Have in mind also that you didn't intend originally to plant them, only to preserve them. Even though wheat which you plant to the ground, you planted it. You're allowed to move them as long as they haven't taken root. Which that was Simon Shin Yud. Shani Hocha, there at Simon came to them. Here it's different because since they did add something because of the moisture of the ground, wheat I guess doesn't send out roots, at least for a long time. Whereas here it's something the snow started expanding out, and therefore. If it's like planting, if you had a mind to plant, also part some of its leaves have to be uncovered. But no, you move it with the leaves from the ground. Because the leaves are revealed, even can stick a pick or a needle into it to remove it. Common perish betemen, like later we'll see by fruit which is inside straw. Kan also here it's also mishum the hay. Actually, it's like hay. Kan also shum the hay near ke also kuma because it looks like you're making a hole. Some say the gam kamuta l'tchoba. For some people also say you're allowed to stick something into the dirt. We're not considering it might come to smooth out the holes. The Kivaslet Lochashin said we're not concerned about this in a house, only in a. In a field, only in a house. The Lamalash was a Gumash Shabbat. Why would a person want to be in the smooth out holes in the field? Okay, by so Bechotza, therefore, of course, it follows in a house or in a courtyard. Also, Bechaygav, they're not allowed to remove something by using a pick or a needle. We times there for this reason. Chav, Zeshamarnu, that was Zeshamarnu, the Tilmi outside the Davar. So that would say that when we say indirectly for the purpose of something which is usher is usher. Zel b'tilt b'yad, that's when you're using your hand directly. Ava b'tilt, or even, I shouldn't say directly, using your hand even indirectly. Ava b'tilt b'guf, but using parts of your body. Zel tilt l'achayad, that's not just indirect tiltul, but it's tiltul in not a normal fashion. Gam chaygav n'shavi, this is permitted, in this manner it is permitted as well. And this is what we say to Hakasha Alamita. If you have straw, in this case straw, on the bed, Manana Bufo, you can shake it with your body. But Kasha Mukta, the straw is Mukta, the stomach Asaka, we assume it's generically, it's meant for fuel or fire. Welcome to seeing Makasha, place where they use straw for making a fire. But you can still remove it with your body. That should be, I guess, light, fluffed up. And soft for lying down. Even though it requires the straw to lie on, and you're moving it for its own purpose. Since you're using your body to move it, it's permissible. And some people are not sure about this. The income also that perhaps if this is intended, it's forbidden. But the only permitted this if his need is for the bed and not for the straw. But the straw is impeding him from lying on the bed. You can shave but if you thought about from before Shabbos began to lie on the straw, so if you did a maisa and put the straw into or under a pillow or blanket, now if you be able, then you can move it in with your hand. So you can prepare for him before Shabbos began. We'll combine his barber simen the muktzah mahani b'kamagavne. I said ways you should prepare muktzah. I and Sham see there for the various different ways. Mishnah Berurah says, even if you didn't think explicitly you're going to lie on it, but if you did a ma'isa to it before Shabbos, which indicated it, it's likely going to use that purpose, that's sufficient. Chav al peros atmunim b'teven or b'kash shamukta. If you have fruit which is embedded somehow in the hay or straw, which is mukta, you can stick them a needle or a pick, and remove them. And the straw is shaken off on its own. This is indirect moving for the person, which is mutter, the fruit. It's not like the radish we said is usher. Shouldn't hear because he has guma, because that is worse because it looks like you're making a hole, because it's in the ground. Shaking a teven or supposed to with hay or a straw. Lo shag guma kanvan, there's no such thing as making a hole. With the guma offer b'tzoros hatmunim b'chol peros hatmunim b'chol. A hole only applies with dirt and with fruit, which is embedded in sand. The offer base so should certainly whereas dirt, presumably also sand, which you designate from before Shabbos began and put into your house and into a specific place. And you can move it directly. Chav base, v'day you should know. Aladin shel tznon shetamah ba'aret sheb'sifyu tes, and this halacha of radishes embedded in the ground, which you saw in sifyu tes. Even if you intend originally to leave it there all of Shabbos, still allowed to carry in Shabbos. The aim ba'ochli mishum basis l'dover aser akan l'shono. because no concept busted over us by food. With one to him, Arukh HaShulchan says what he writes is astonishing. The later custom tastes of range called cocaine, the perish of tumnum but heaven, fruit which is embedded into hay. You remove them, put them there in order to carry them. Because Shabbos, that's okay. But if you're going to land in mind to leave them all of Shabbos, have a basis of davar aser, ayin sham. So the fruit becomes a basis for the hay. You can't move the fruit. Some say he meant to say that you had in mind to means you had in mind to eat them on Shabbos if he wants to eat them. It's just standardized leaving them after Shabbos. If he wanted them, he would eat them. If that's the case, you can't say that in food there's no such as buses. Buses. In the case that there is a buses, the Khan came with shalote buses, kiveng shalote buses. But here, I had in mind there shouldn't become buses. Came kodim bekobo mevur beferish. It says explicitly in the source halacha. Came into kavanos she'ochel lo yishamesh la'afar la'afar ochel. Says he had in mind that the fruit should not serve the dirt, but the dirt should serve the fruit. The ficha lo nasa buses. That's what doesn't become a buses. Lanias daiti near the vade ochel shlo bashakol tzarko. Arukh HaShulchan says if it's food which is not completely ripe, kinechol kenim shom, like the case there in the Gemara. The Shamar Paga Shatan talking about an unripe fruit which you embedded in the hay. Upirish Rashi Shlo Bishlo called circle, it's not completely ripe. With Tom that Shittis Basho, and you embed there too that should come ripe. Ayin Sham Chenchal Aurora should mean the Chom Shitzafa, and so to a coal cake which you embedded in coals that should bake came into the ace in a real achila. Since right now it's not suitable to eat. At time that some kakar is roiling the straw in their regard is like ground for seeds, and that Shabbos places the call Shabbos have the buses. There for the entire Shabbos, if you leave there for the entire Shabbos, it's the buses because you need the fruit to ripen. It's not it's about radish which you embed in the ground. Shkavaris bashel, which is already ripe. El shatomashli you're embedding it there that it should not get ruined. Shapa Enonasa basis, it makes sense, it does become a basis. She offer shamro, because the dirt preserves it. As shomer batal and the preservative is negated to the food. Shomer, not vice versa. And that is a good and effective svara with God's help. And that is then Shin Yud Aleph, and that is the end for today.